strictly used in fibroid surgery because it's a little more invasive because, like I said, they're harder nodules. So when they get into your lining, it's a different procedure to remove them. Whereas when you have cysts, a lot of times they can go in with what they call a laparoscopic type of surgery where they'll go through your belly button the same way endoscopy going through your belly button, but the procedure is a little different. It's more like they're busting a pimple per se, and it's a different procedure.
So they're like removing the fluid and they kind of go down and.
Correct. And sometimes with cysts, the fluid dissolves on its own, and that happens a lot in pregnancies. A lot of women that experience cysts during pregnancy, they decrease in size, they get smaller, and sometimes they totally go away. And that is what happened with mine. My cysts totally kind of like resolved on their own. They just went away, but my fibroids didn't. So now the twins.
Do you have fibroids now?
I do. So the twins are 8 now, and those small little fibroids that we kind of were just watching at that time have now in the last year increased from a strawberry size, like around 2 to 3 centimeters, and now they're lime size going into orange size. So now we're on like a whole nother topic of conversation because I have 3 of them. Okay. And they
Why do you think they've been growing so rapidly in the past year?
In the past year. So that's why she's very interested to know that right now, why am I? She thinks it has a lot to do with, a lot of women don't know, that a lot of our fibroids and stuff are exacerbated per se by hormones. And my hormones are all over the place. So the more increased estrogen you have, the more aggressive that the fibroid pain and the growth.
Well, yeah,
that's what they think.
I was advised to stay away from foods high in estrogen because the fibroids feed off that. So I was told that. But it just seems like there's no direct answer. It's kind of like
they don't know.
Game,
they don't know where it comes from. So if you don't know where they come from in medicine, with all the research, that's why these USA fibroid centers and stuff like this are so important, because we really don't know where it comes from. So if we don't know where it comes from, how will we know, what exacerbates it and what doesn't, or, you know what I mean? Right. Except for research.
So we have to find the core issue in order to fix the problem.
Correct. So now my interesting journey is that now I'm trying to decide on like where to go from here, because I ain't having no more babies. So my doctor has actually been talking to me about like having a partial hysterectomy, and I am terrified of that. So I'm like, is there another plan of action first?
But you know what's horrible? I hate that that's even an option, regardless if you want to have children or not. I just don't think a hysterectomy should be the solution to all of your problems. We don't know how to fix it, so we'll just take out your insides.
Girl, I was like, I think I'm gonna skip to hysterectomy.
I mean, are you having symptoms right now from your fibroids?
I am. I'm having extreme heavy bleeding, like extreme, because it's lasting so many days. Yeah. And then I'm also going into what they call amenorrhea, where I don't have any periods, so I won't have a period. It's almost like I'm in premenopause, like too early. So it's like my body won't have a period for a month, and then I'll have very, very heavy, clotty periods, sometimes lasting 10 days, off 10 days, and then starting again 10 days, heavy like that, like crazy right now. So what our plan of action is right now, because I don't even want to have talks about a hysterectomy. Like, that's way too early. You should start adding like late 40s, 50s, 60s. Like right now, no ma'am. So
and there's side effects to a hysterectomy. I've heard stories. I don't know how, everything depends on your body and your situation. We both know that. Mm-hmm. But I've heard stories about women who've had hysterectomies have issues sexually.
I wonder. Sometimes a lot of women have a lot of pain. So that's true. A lot of women have a lot of pain.
What about, have you heard of UFE? You know what I promote all the time through USA Fibroid
Absolutely.
Centers.
Absolutely. I
That,
know I have tons of friends who've had the surgery as well.
is that an option for you? Because everything depends on location, how large they are, and all of that. Are you a candidate for UFE?
I am, and it went along the same conversation with the hysterectomy. And I'm just terrified of being cut again from my C-section. The thought of it.
But with the UFE, it's a non-surgical procedure. They don't have to cut you.
That's true. That's
So
true.
and you're not having kids anymore. I think you should do a little research in the UFE. I can connect you with the representative at USA Fibroid Centers, which they have locations in Atlanta.
Let's do it.
I think that should be an option because honestly, friend, you're too young to have a hysterectomy.
I'm not having no hysterectomy, girl. Them people got me messed up. And what I'm doing right now is the NuvaRing. So I make myself not have a menstrual. I just continuously take it so I won't have a menstrual.
Well, you take what so you won't have
I use a NuvaRing, so you stick it inside you.
But I've heard stories about that they cause long-term side effects. Is that true? With the NuvaRing?
Everything can give you side effects, especially when it comes to birth control. So any type of birth control totally has side effects. So yes, like me having headaches all the dang old time.
Remember, you were telling me about, I wrote it down because I wanted you to talk about it on the live because I never heard of it before.
Yeah.
But you told me that you had an option of endometrial ablation, I think you said it was.
It's called an endometrial ablation.
Ablation, okay.
And an endometrial ablation. So in August, I go back. Right now, I'm doing the NuvaRing for 3 months to try to see if it lessens my pain, because that's my fibroid side effect, is I'm having a lot of pain. So to lessen the pain, she wants to alleviate the menstrual period. So if you alleviate the menstrual period, the hope is you won't have that cramping feeling where the fibroids are worse. So that's where our plan of action is now. August, we're going to do I'm going to do like a pre-op for endometrial ablation.
But what is the procedure? What do they do with that? How do they?
So basically the procedure in layman's terms are, they go in and kind of burn with hot water your fallopian tubes. So your eggs from your ovaries are unable to travel into the uterus because it'll be too soft.